Good morning. It is Monday. It has rolled around again. Maggie is currently wearing some period pants. Maggie has her first period today. Her season just started about 2 minutes ago. We managed to catch it. Oh dear. Oh dear. And she is upset. I wish I could say that my period had come back, but we're not there yet. It's Monday. I trained upper this morning. If you've caught up on my vlog from yesterday, you'll probably anticipate that session not being great. It was okay. It was okay. Slept well, so I'm not too tired, but I have been stressed and I have got a lot on my mind, and I fully anticipated that session to be garbage, but it wasn't. It was okay. My strength is still decent. I'm still struggling with my digestion so much that I'm just not really interested in my food. I didn't want my oats this morning pre-workout, funnily enough, because it's just sat on top of my roast dinner from yesterday. I've done my check-in this morning, and as expected, my weight is up because I'm not shitting. So it's 61.3 today. It was 60.85 yesterday, so it's up half a kilo. Probably a whole lot of poop in there. And it's just making me feel like a bag of dicks. Bag of dicks. I'm uncomfortable physically. Mentally, I'm not too bad since I've stopped having like little treaty bits and trying to manage having a little extra on top of my plan. And saying that, we've got free calories introduced back in today. So from my check-in this morning, Amy was like, do you want your off-plan meal back or do you want your free calories back? And I was like, at the minute, don't care, because I just don't feel great, and I'm not feeling hungry or interested in anything because everything I eat makes me feel terrible. So I just wasn't interested. But free calories are back in, so I'm on 250 free extra calories a day. I will talk about what I'm having. Some days I'll probably make a decision that is, you know, healthy. Some days I won't. Today it's probably going to be some Big Daddy pistachio from M&S, and measure that out. Probably have about 50 grams of it, but I'm just not interested whilst I still feel like this. However, I am going to go and have a coffee in a second, which may move something. And what I'm going to do is have one of the Nespressos that I normally have, like a ginseng delight, which is supposed to be a hot coffee, and I'm going to do it as an iced coffee and just see whether it's any good. I did it with the sweet vanilla yesterday and it was great. So I feel like this might be a nice way of having iced coffee at home, because technically any coffee can be iced coffee. It's just that the flavours in some of the iced coffees that Nespresso do are that bit sweeter. So gonna have one of them, get on with some work. I've done about 3,500 steps at the gym, so I'm in a good spot for today. I'm just not really in the mood. However, Mum and I have had a chat about my dad's health and what we think some of the causes of some of these concerns are, and I'm feeling a little bit better about that this morning. And he has a doctor's appointment or two this week, so we'll know a little bit more by then. But this is just life, isn't it? Some days may be good, some days may be shit. You can tell very clearly that how I feel about how I look and how my body feels right now, it's just not my number one priority. I look like I'm wearing my pyjamas. So I've had my extra calories today. It was 47 grams of Big Daddy pistachio, and it's nice. Do you know what? 47 grams is enough of that chocolate bar. I never thought I'd fucking say that. I used to be able to tank sweet things, like sickly things. You don't get to nearly 20 stone by not being able to eat, do you know what I mean? And I can say that. I'm talking about myself. I could have eaten that whole thing in a night years ago, and I just couldn't. One, because I know what's in it, but 47 grams of that is sweet enough. I can't believe it. It even made like one of my teeth at the back go a bit funny. So I've had my free cals. something like that is calorie dense and not high volume is exactly what I needed today as well, because my stomach is just not playing ball. And I know you're probably fucking sick of hearing it. I'm sick of feeling like it. I've got a monster on the go. I obviously had my pre-workout this morning. Had a coffee. There used to be a time, and you'll probably remember because I'm pretty sure I've talked about it, that my pre-workout on the way to the gym, and by the time I got there, I did not want to get stuck at the train lines, if you know what I mean. Caffeine used to have that effect on my body, and it's the reason why I used to keep in a monster on a rest day, just to keep things ticking over. My body's used to having caffeine in the morning to go to the bathroom, and it's just not happening. And I do feel very, very uncomfortable, and this is not just a mindset thing, because this morning I'm looking at myself like, fucking hell, 2 weeks post-show, still got striated glutes, I can see loads of lines in my legs still. Like, I'm happy with how I'm holding that. The discomfort that I feel is pure physical. I don't even want my next meal. I didn't want my first one this morning. I don't want this next one. I've had my wrap. I was a little bit hungry for that, but I'm just not. I know that the next couple of meals have got rice in them. I try putting psyllium husk back in my diet. I took it out at one point. I can't remember why I took it out. I don't know, but my new probiotic as well is like supposed to be the tits. Show me. It's fucking lovely today. I'm definitely going to get out on my steps outside after work today, because this is just lush. I cannot pass it up. Lads, it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday, and the stress of my life just pushed me through the best quads and delts session that I've had in a really, really, really long time. And I know that I didn't train them in peak weeks, but I reckon since Ultraflex opened, that was the best one. I didn't go full send, as tempting as it was. I left a couple in the tank, but the strength. Stress is doing something for me. My digestion is still not great. This post-show is wild for me. I've never had so many like ups and downs with it. I suppose last time, I say ups and downs with it, I'm much more aware of my body this time, what it does, how it works. I know more about nutrition and fitness and preps and everything like that. Far more educated than I was 3 years ago. So that helps. That helps from a standpoint of I'm able to tell you more accurately what I'm doing. It doesn't help in the sense that I'm not as ignorant and I'm just far more aware. But that session, I'm so veiny. Oh, it was great. It was actually great. I had PBs on everything, and I mean pre-prep PBs. Fantastic. Right, I'm off to Sainsbury's now to pick up some fizzy fish for my dad's birthday present, because he wants some new fish for his garden, and I am going to make him a pond with fizzy fish in it and put some cash in it, obviously in bags and stuff. But yeah, we're going creative this year. I feel so smug when I'm doing that call. I don't know what it is. It's just the fact that I'm out and about and I'm doing something for me as well as work, and it's just box ticking, isn't it? Back now, I had a wrap before I left. Oh my God, I've just dropped it. I had my wrap before I left, and my 3 calories today, I'm trying to be mindful of that digestion because it's just feeling like shit, and I don't want to eat anything large. You don't really get a lot for 250 calories anyway. What I've done is I've put 6 grams of peanut butter on my wrap that I've had. I'll have 5 grams of peanut butter on my meal 2 later on, which is my chicken, rice and veggie meal, in hindsight of seeing how little that is and the taste payoff that was in my wrap, I'll just put 11 grams in whatever meal I want to add that to if I'm doing this again. But I'm going to have 35 grams of my Easter egg, because you'll know I love an Easter egg. It's just a milk chocolate. I don't know what it is that makes it so different, but it is. I washed my hair last night. Congrats me. And I blow dried it straight, well, ish, with my round brush. And I don't feel like me, because I've had curly hair for like 2 weeks. It feels very weird, but it was in desperate need, and I just need to be able to manage it this week while everything else is going on. I'm feeling a lot more positive about things. I've not talked in great detail about what is going on family-wise at the moment that's causing me so much stress. But my dad's health is just not where we'd like it to be. Now, he's exhibited signs and symptoms of something that is very worrying. However, he's also changed his medication recently, and one of his tablets has been increased. I had an appointment yesterday, which was very hopeful that the cause was the tablets, so we're reducing those. So I feel a lot better knowing that, you know, it's more than likely the not so serious thing, and we just need to keep on top of it and work out what the issue is. If it's not, cross that bridge when we come to it. Control the controllables, like I would tell myself, clients, you guys, for anything else. But Andy's just coming down.
You're gonna tell your fans you got no pants on?
The benefit of being on that call and going for a walk and getting some steps in is that I can use my lunch break to have a shower, because I haven't showered yet.
Not wearing any pants.
I've got pants on. I just haven't
pants on.
got shorts on. I'm just measuring out my 35 grams of my Easter egg and enjoying that. But yeah, feeling more positive today.
With
just
no pants on.
With no pants on. About my family, not about my digestion, which is still a bag of shit, literally. What a time to be alive. It's 8:25 and I'm just getting back from an evening with my dad where I have given him a questionable haircut, given him a little bit of a wash, fed him, full circle moment, but it felt nice. Felt nice to do something and be some kind of help. Fly on my head. As opposed to feeling like you can't do anything, which is rubbish, but hopefully we're on the up now. It's just hard seeing someone that you love not be able to do things like that for themselves. Yeah. That's life, baby. I think I said it last week. If your parents are still around and you like them, go and give them a hug. Just go and spend an hour. Just go and spend an hour or two. And on that really fucking dramatic, sad note, I'm gonna go in and have my oats and my creamy. And welcome to Wednesday, where I have done half an hour's cardio, half an hour on the treadmill, walking, and a big shit. So to celebrate, I'm going to Sainsbury's to buy some squash and some salt. Just out on a little lunchtime walk, and do you know what? I've just had a well-being conversation with a colleague, and when I talk about well-being conversations, I mean they needed me to just sit and listen to some of the issues that they were having, and they're issues that I've been aware of anyway. But the point that I want to make is that throughout the conversation they kept on apologising, and I think this is something that I talked to a couple of my clients about. They always apologise, and it's something that's really ingrained in us to be apologetic and say sorry a lot. But actually, when you're going through something, you can't really help that. And I tried to reframe her mindset a little bit, because she was saying sorry for taking up an hour of your time, when actually what we all mean when we say something like that is thank you. Isn't it weird? I said to them, it's a privilege that they feel comfortable talking to me about some of these things that affect them. And actually, I'm glad that I provide that space with someone that, let's face it, work colleagues. I know them well, but I don't know them that well. And yeah, think about how many times you say sorry when actually you mean thank you. If you say sorry so many times when you actually mean thank you, the thing that you are saying sorry for will build in capacity as a negative, and it's not. It's just that person just needed a chat and to let it all out and have a snotty cry on Teams. That's all right. I'm glad that that person feels like they can come to me and do that. And it's a space that I try and hold for all of my clients as well. And I always tell them off for saying sorry, because they don't mean sorry. And they shouldn't mean sorry. But it's a deep-rooted habit that a lot of us have. So that's my little nugget of wisdom on a Wednesday as I walk around the village. I'm feeling all right today. This digestive thing is just winding me up. I'm just never feeling very comfortable digestion wise. I have upped my, God, I always get these two mixed up, but I haven't mixed them up. Glutamine, yes. I've upped my glutamine intake, and I've added psyllium husk to my oats in the morning. So that should be helpful. Genuinely can't remember the reason why I took it out, but it's back in. That should improve things a little. But I'm going to enjoy soaking up a little bit of the sun on this walk whilst I've got a break, because I need it this week. And hopefully I'll continuously feel better. I've got my check-in tomorrow, my weekly, which will be interesting because obviously my food's been put up since my last check-in on Monday. Don't think I'll get another food bump. I'm not really feeling anything about it at the minute. I wish my digestive issues would sort themselves out, but I'm not entirely unhappy with how I'm looking. It's easier to get used to it when it's so gradual in terms of the look and everything. If I had gone from shredded to carrying excess body fat or lots of water, yeah, probably wouldn't have coped with that so well. But it's going on at the pace that it needs to, and Amy's still really happy with me, so I can't say much fairer than that, to be honest. Because of everything going on with my dad at the moment, I'm debating on how to play things this weekend at Aaron's Hen, because it's like 4 hours away. And I'm like, do I want to be 4 hours away having had a drink and not being able to get home if I need to? He probably won't need me, but will I feel better if I don't do that for that reason? And will I feel better in general in my body if I don't drink and don't fuck about with loads of off-plan food? I'm still seeing how I feel on that one, but I will keep you updated on how I choose to spend it. I tell you what, I might be a boring bitch. I might. But I've spent my free calories again on 15 grams of peanut butter and a Malteser bunny that I've been saving. Guess who's had 2Ps today? Because they haven't just gone and had weird shit. This bitch. This bitch. And that is more important to me than anything right now. So I'm very pleased with myself. Just a quick one to say I'm about to go and do my tan for the weekend. I don't have to shave my ass, or my back, or my arms. I just have to shave my legs. And that feels delicious. It's the little things. It's the little things. I'm going to write my check-in when I get into bed. But I don't really feel any type of way this week. It's just a getting on with shit week. I've done the best I can with managing my stress. Whoa. I've tried to take myself off to bed. I've drank my water. I've done my steps. I've eaten the food I was supposed to. I can't really feel anything. Tomorrow, I will weigh what I will weigh and I will look how I will look. It is harder watching like lines fade and stuff, but at the minute I still quite like how I look. Because I'm looking that little bit fuller. Like in my head I'm like, ooh, looking big. In a good way. Not that that's actually happening right now, I highly doubt. I've no idea what my calories are still. And I don't intend to find out. The pleasure in being on a meal plan is the not knowing. Just do what you're told and get on with it, basically. Skin is still looking fantastic. I hate this already. Right then, Thursday. I've done my check-in this morning. I hate it. Just being honest, I'm not comfortable with it. Last night, I was about to get into bed at 10. Got a call from my mum saying that my dad had fallen and couldn't get up. So naturally, I was on my way. He had fallen, couldn't get up. He'd banged his head as well. It's his birthday today, and I just feel so fucking annoyed that this is how he's spending it. Hopefully, God, hopefully, it's only temporary, Jesus Christ. For him and for all of us. So I didn't get into bed until midnight. And I'm very tired. My body is extremely stressed. And as a reflection of that stress, this morning, my body weight is a kilo higher than it was yesterday. Yesterday, I was 61.5. Excuse me. After checking in on Monday, it's 61.3. So my body weight was going up steadily. One stressful evening and one less than ideal sleep, and I'm 62.4. I'm not worried about it. I know what it is, but my body is showing a lot of signs of stress today. It don't look fantastic in the midsection where my digestive discomfort is coming from. So today I'm actually going to call in sick because we need to kind of normalise getting on top of things before they become a real issue. And whilst I am well enough to go to work, if I don't get hold of this quickly and try and help myself, I may not be well enough to go to work. And at the minute, my body is so sensitive to stress, I need to try and help it in any way that I can. So I'm going to go for a walk, try and get things moving and helping myself. And I'm going to do a lot of resting today. A lot of resting. I'm not worried about the weight gain. I know that it will come off. Aaron's hen this weekend. God, it sounds awful, but at the minute I'm feeling uncomfortable about going, but I'm going to because he's my best friend and I'm not going to get that event again with him. However, I'm not going to drink because I want to be able to know that I can get home if I need to. I'm not a big drinker anyway. I tanned last night, as you can tell. I'm not allowed to tan my face because I'm going for a treatment on Monday to be a model for my aesthetics lady across the road. Still hanging in there. Who has a new treatment called Thermavane, and what it is, you see these red patches that I have on my skin, like, they're not a huge deal. No, they're not. They're not. But when I'm completely makeup free, other than these, my complexion is not usually too bad and they irritate me. And she's got a new treatment which can blast them with heat and get rid of them. And when she proposed this Thermavane treatment and needed models for it and that it was heavily discounted, I was like, oh, I'm game for that. I'll see. So see whether she can actually get rid of them. I'll be very impressed if she can. So I can't tan my face. So I look a bit fucking stupid, but I'm not bothered. I just don't care. I don't care. So yeah, I'm gonna go in, get a walk in, and I'm gonna try and relax today. I always say as well at work, catch something that while it's an issue and not an incident, and that is exactly what I'm doing for myself today. So I also cannot be fucking sure when my cycle's going to return because there are signs all the time that it is trying to come back in some shape or form, whether that's just hormones surging, whether I'm trying to ovulate, whether I'm trying to bleed, I don't know. But there's signs all the time. Right, I've freshened up a little. I'm looking more alive, I'm looking more with it. So, okay, I had my feedback from my check-in. It is as expected. Amy is more than aware of everything that I'm going through at the moment, and I have spoken to her in great detail throughout the week about different things, warning her of potential stresses to come on top of stresses that are ongoing now, all of that kind of thing. And to be honest, she has great sympathy with me because I'm getting battered from all angles at the moment, and that is why I've taken today to just reset and relax as far as I possibly can. So I took a little bit of time washing my tan off, putting some makeup on to try and make myself feel a little bit better. I've nipped up to the top Tesco to buy my dad some high-sided bowls to try and help. His tremors are so bad that he struggles with like getting food on a spoon or a fork. So high-sided bowls give him that ability to scoop alongside it, which should be good. If anyone that you know struggles with tremors, the Parkinson's charity, I think it's the Parkinson's UK Trust, I don't know, but the Parkinson's shop online is fantastic for living aids. I'm trying to talk here. For living aids. So things to help with mobility, things to help with tremors, things to help with spills. Like, it's inevitable that when your hands are shaking, you're going to spill stuff. So different cups, different cutlery, different like utensils and stuff like that, things that have just been made to make it easier for people with tremors and Parkinson's. So my dad hasn't got Parkinson's, but his tremors are so bad that to see him you might think he does, basically. So I've bought some of those, and I bought like some cereal bowls and a big pasta bowl until I can get something from the Parkinson's shop. What was I going to say? Sent my check-in this morning, and I was obviously having a discussion with Amy about what I'd said in it, and she was coming back to me. She's basically said we just need to ride this out, which is what I was expecting. We just need to continue as we are, ride it out. I'd put some information in my check-in about my cycle, that I am getting that kind of burning feeling that you get. Do you know what I mean? Like when your tummy just feels hot. I'm getting a bit of that, and you can see the inflammation in me in my check-in today. And I was being curious. I looked at my natural cycles and it said jack shit because nothing has really been happening. And she said, have you checked your Aura ring? And I thought, no, I'll go and have a look. So my last clocked ovulation with my Aura ring was around the 10th of March. That's how long it's been. I'm actually on day 90 of my cycle now. But the last ovulation that it clocked was on the 10th of March. And I scrolled through and my Aura ring says that I ovulated on the 13th of June, last Friday. It's not even 3 weeks post-show and my hormonal function is coming back. And that is some fucking banging coaching. Can't believe it. It's not just the coaching. Everyone's body's different, but my period is going to come at some point, but the ovulation function is working, and that is the most important bit, and that is exciting. Like, I'm so pleased. So pleased. And probably explains some of the feeling fucking knackered on top of everything else that I've got going on as well. So I'm going to nip into town, get some photos printed, and then go home and get my feet up and maybe have a nap, because that's just how it's going. I should probably pack for the weekend. I'm kind of putting it off. It'll be fine. There's plenty of support around. And if it isn't fine, we'll deal with that if that happens. It's just how I've got to kind of play life at the moment. It's very difficult, it's very stressful, and I'm really fucking sorry if my vlogs have been really sad the last couple of weeks. But they are an accurate portrayal of my life. I don't really feel like hiding anything. Never been one to hide anything, and always been someone that doesn't shy away from talking about the shit things, the important things. So this is my life at the minute. It's not easy, but price we pay for love, innit? Got the goods. What a chippy order. Good morning, it's Friday and I had a very nice time with my family last night, and I did exactly what I said I was going to do. Did some little jobs that would take a load off and that I didn't have to do this morning, and then I rested and I chilled out and I edited a vlog and I laid on the sofa. I went round to my dad's house to have a birthday tea with him, and it was great, it was lovely. So yesterday I weighed in at 62.4 following a night of higher stress levels, not as much sleep. This morning, after I pulled out my beef meal, part of my meal 4, I still had the oats before I went because I was feeling like I wanted something sweet, so I had my oats with the peanut butter on top. The only things I didn't have yesterday that I should have done were my beef meal and the yogurt element of that meal 4. Meal 5 even. It was a rest day, wasn't it? I had a big fish and chips with mushy peas, and I had a bit, about that much of a battered sausage dipped in gravy that I shared with Andy, and I had a Biscoff ice cream, like a Magnum Biscoff. I've done a sizable poo this morning, and I'm 61.85. So much of that was stress. I ate my normal meals the day before I weighed in at 62.4. I ate a lot more yesterday, and I weigh 0.6 kilo less. Stress on the body. I cannot literally stress enough that it's something that people need to consider. Stress is a huge thing to the body and makes you hold a lot of water. When you actively can reduce it, or at best take it away, that's when you get a result like that. So if you are fighting the scales at the minute and you've got lots of stresses going on, it's not a good time to be dieting, because it's just adding another stressor on. It's probably a reason why you're not seeing the results that you want on the scale, is all I'm saying. I can't say I look much different. I haven't really had a look at myself. But I'm just cooking my oats. I'm going to go and train pulling hams. It's probably not going to be the session that I wanted it to be, because I've just realised how much I've got to do this morning, including going to a charity shop and getting a shirt, which I could have done yesterday, but I completely forgot. I had set the dress code for today as shit shirts, and I went and I fucking forgot to get one. I will go through this in more detail another day, but we have got lots of new equipment that's come in overnight. It's all Arsenal strength as well, so maybe I'll do like a full session just using Arsenal stuff. But so far, pretty impressed with this. So I'm a little bit more together and I've got them ready. I am just sorting out my stuff to take with me this weekend. Now, because of the events that we've planned, I know exactly what we're doing, and so I'm able to make a judgment call as to how much I stick to this. So I'm on plan today, and I've packed my wrap meal and a chicken, veg and rice meal, and I'm going to cut out the beef meal, the yogurts and berries and oats and everything meal, and have some of the picky tea that we've planned. I can make sure that there's some decent macros in there. Now on the Saturday we are doing a wine tour and like a brunch, and then we're having a barbecue in the evening. I can be mindful with that, so I'll probably still have my oats for breakfast. I'm packing a chicken veg meal. I'll probably skip my wrap because I'll be having brunch, and then these meals will all amalgamate into the barbecue that we'll have. But I am going to take a bunch of bananas so that I can at least have a couple of bits that are in my plan. But I am taking my Biscoff, I'm taking peanut butter, I'm taking the dark chocolate that I need for a non-training day meal one, which tomorrow will be, and I'm also packing everything for non-training day meal one for Sunday as well, because I intend to come home early doors but make that up. So this is what I'm packing. It's going to go in there along with that. Pop that in there because that'll come in handy at some point over the weekend. But yeah, that's how I'm playing it. It's mindful, but it's still allowing myself to enjoy my best friend's hen do, because I toyed with being completely on plan, and then I thought I've paid for everything as well. Like, I've paid for this brunch. A barbecue I can be mindful with and not go off the rails. Doesn't have to be all or nothing. Sometimes it can be, you know, a bit of something. And my discipline is in a good place where I can do that, and allow myself that. And I don't think it'll affect my digestion too much, because I'm keeping some of the stuff that I always have in there, and then the bits that I am having that are off plan are gonna be a barbecue and a brunch, so should be okay. Come on then.
I painted you all.
I know. It's me, looking gorgeous. It is 11:20, and oh my god, what am I? I do try and use this silk bonnet when I've got my hair curly, and especially if Andy's not there, because then he doesn't have to suffer me looking like Squidward. I don't know how much it helps. I find that when I've used this, I take it off in the morning, my curls look not as great. I don't know. Anyway, I'm in bed. I'm just going through my check-ins. Aaron's had a great night, and we did some sip and paint and painted pictures of Aaron, which were ridiculous, as you can probably imagine. We had some dinner together. I probably, well no, there's no probably about it, I overate. Had a few slices of like the little restaurant-y pizza. I had some pasta. I had some pick and mix. Bought Aaron some pick and mix because he's such a pick and mix fiend like me. What else did I have? I had a glass of Prosecco. I had a slice of bread with some sun-dried tomato on it with a little bit of avocado. What else did I have? I had half a cheese twist, like one of the dry ones, because I hadn't had one for ages. And do I even like these? Turns out I didn't. So I didn't have the full one because it wasn't worth the calories. What else did I have? A couple of nachos, like dry, like Doritos. Was it just like having another fish and chips in terms of calories? There was certainly more volume, but it probably wasn't as calorific. I don't feel great about it, but I also was just enjoying spending the time with everyone and ate until I was full and then stopped. I'm trying to be on top form, but it's very, very difficult when I've got so much on my mind and so much is going on at home and I feel very far away. Tomorrow, plan is to enjoy that and be present with everyone. My other best friend Laura is going to be there tomorrow. She's quite heavily pregnant now, so she hasn't been here tonight, but I am seeing her tomorrow. And then I'm going to pack up the car, probably make my way home very, very early doors Sunday morning so I can be back in Lincoln. Reasonable. I'd love to be back for about 10ish, just so that I can be around. But yeah, it's been a nice day. I'm just struggling to switch off. I'm going to get back to my check-ins now because they're being absolute superstars. Make me very proud. Good morning. So it's Saturday. I've just done my hair. The reason why my camera is set up like this is because I was using it to do my hair. Here with Airbnbs, and the towels that they give you are for like fetuses. This is the tiniest towel and I'm tiny. God, it's like being given a napkin. It's very, very hot. I don't even know whether any of the clothes that I've brought for this weekend are going to be suitable for this at all. I feel like today is going to be a better food day for me. So I'll try not to pick at some of the stuff that's here, even if I'm hungry, and just, you know, not overdo it. Like I feel like I did yesterday, but when I think back at the food that I've had, maybe I didn't. I don't know, maybe a lot of it's up here. But I'm going to get ready, go and make breakfast for everyone. I'm going to have my normal breakfast to an extent because I didn't bring cherries, but I'll have half a banana with it. And just have oats to try and move things along as well because I haven't pooped yet. And you know me, I'm happy when I poo. So yeah, that's going to be the morning.
Others you're like, what's my plan? I was going to say it's another like, you go up, like, your handstand and then like, yeah, that'd be crazy.
I'm being bitten all the time at the moment. Yeah. Mozzies are really bad this year.
Up that way, but just give us a shout.
Oh, cute. Lovely.
So we grow Pinot Noir and Chardonnay. So this is 50-50. And this is 2017 vintage. So this has been aging for 7.5 years.
Wow. So we've got out and walked home because this is the traffic back into where we're staying. How crazy. So we're walking along the beach. It's going to take us about 45 minutes, but at least I'll get my steps in today. Not the worst walk. Good morning. Oh dear. It is Sunday, and as you can tell, I am home. I actually drove back from Canberra. Don't know whether this was a good idea. I feel infinitely better for doing so it was a good idea. About 8 o'clock last night, and got home at about midnight. Tasted the wine yesterday, but I didn't like have any more than what would have been under the limit. So like all of the wines that I tasted made a glass of wine, and obviously I was doing that at about 11 o'clock in the morning, not at 8 o'clock. So, and I'd had plenty to eat. Weirdly was looking at myself over the weekend of, God, you still look very lean, and could afford to indulge a little, and indulge I did. I had my on-plan breakfast in the morning. I had my oats, peanut butter, dark chocolate, banana in place of cherries, because I didn't want to transport frozen cherries in the heat. Normally I would, but it wasn't that important this weekend for how much of being off plan I knew I was going to be. Took some meals with me and I didn't eat them, and I'm not mad at myself for that, because I ate well. When I was at the wine tasting, I had some roast lamb, potato, salad. Like, it wasn't a whole lot of food. And then I did have some treaty bits yesterday on top of the barbecue. I made the barbecue up, had a burger, had a couple of sausages. Again, had some salad bits, slice of cheese, some halloumi. Nothing mental, but then I did have, what else did I have? I had a couple of like Biscoff biscuits, like the cream ones. I had pick and mix. I had a jam donut. What else did I have? I had an ice cream, like a Cadbury's caramel ice cream. Not massively overindulgent, but enough that my head didn't feel very well. Do you know what I mean? Like, none of that was on my plan. I didn't feel out of control because I was having little bits of it. It wasn't like I smashed an entire kilo of pick and mix. I just, every now and then when I was passing through the kitchen, picked out a couple and had them. So it's not what I would call binging, but it is abnormal for me to allow myself to relax that much, which I suppose I need to allow myself to relax. I'm in a really tough position at the minute where I do need to allow myself to relax and not be so restricted, but also need to help my head, where that was probably a little bit too much too soon for me. But yeah, that's where I'm at. And actually taking myself away from that food was probably a good idea for me. And being back home and allowing myself to be close to my dad means my stress levels and a bit of anxiety around that is now gone, because I can get to him in 5 minutes if I need to. And I will go and see him today and make sure that he's all right, because my mum's been doing a lot of the legwork with that this weekend whilst I've been gone, although he is brightening up. I gave him a little call yesterday and he was very much himself, like old self, and a lot more upbeat. The tablets that he's on are making him so drowsy to the point where his speech is slurring, and that's very upsetting to see and to be around. But yesterday he was so alert when I was talking to him, and he was having a laugh with me. And when my dad is silly, I know that he's all right. When he hasn't got the energy to be silly, that is crushing. So yeah, I feel a lot better about that. I've just dropped off a Vinted parcel. I've just picked up some bits for Andy for today that he needs, like chicken thighs and what have you. And I'm going to go back and have my post-workout. I did 20 minutes of cardio. No, I didn't. I did 15. Liar. This is so stupid. A lady yesterday, you've put yours on your bicep. They're pretty good biceps. We've got the New Zealand sheep shearing women's team coming next week. You give them a run for your money, I reckon you could flip a ewe or two. I was like, thank you. That is a compliment. Flipping a ewe or two. Apparently they've got some techers to that. news to me. I'm feeling all right. I've got a poo juice on the go, which is lovely because it's free today with my Starbucks rewards. Today is going to be about getting some better rest, getting back to normal and seeing how I weigh in tomorrow for my check-in. But I'll be very honest with Amy about how the weekend's gone and she can assess from there. My free calories are still going to go in today because that is the plan. I'm not going to punish myself for anything that I've eaten this weekend. That is not healthy either, to restrict because I indulged this weekend. It's very much a battle at the moment with my head versus what I'm seeing, and trying to have a little bit more balance on those special occasions and allowing myself to do that is hard. It's hard, and you know, nobody's ever going to get it completely right, but I've got striations everywhere still, and so I need to be a little bit kinder to myself, I think, because you know, this lean isn't the look that we're going for. And when I had pictures taken with my friends yesterday, I was like, Jesus, you still look kind of unwell. So that played a factor in allowing myself to have some stuff. But anyway, that's what's going on inside my head today. But I did have a very good leg session and played with that new Arsenal strength kit a little bit more. I will get back into filming training, but I've just been trying to concentrate, get myself in a good place before I kind of relax enough to film a little. Hello. Oh fucking hell, I just feel like I'm such a negative bitch at the moment, but this is what my life is. So I got back and refreshed this morning, went over to my dad's, made him some lunch, and we are on a rapid decline again. And the thing that I'm finding the hardest about this is that yesterday I was filled with so much hope. He was so himself, and he was bright, alert, had energy, he was funny and being silly. And today it's like I was talking to a brick wall and not my dad at all, and that is obviously really upsetting. So putting some next steps in place and just trying to manage stress for myself at the moment, whilst obviously worried and upset about what's going on. So another week of controlling what I can control is ahead, and trying to worry less about what I can't, I guess, and just crack on with what needs doing. But yeah, this is a tough spot in my life that I've not encountered before, so please do bear with me. Normal content will resume at some point.